I will issue a warrant for your arrest if you refuse to attend in person.
Can you please stop referring to me as a defendant?
Ms. Christian, I got to tell you, I don't know what in the heck you're talking about.
Because I really don't want to have to file claims and ruin people's lives and ruin their jobs because they're not upholding my constitutional rights as a woman, not a defendant. I am a woman only. I, woman Angela. I, woman Angela. I, woman Angela. That's it. Not defendant. I don't want to file claims. I'm trying very hard, and I've been trying hard to not do that. But I guess if we got to keep going, that's my next step, and I will file proper claims.
All right, everyone. Today's court hearing is about to get extremely intense. We've got a combination of a Karen and a sovereign citizen all wrapped into one person with this woman. As you saw right at the beginning, she immediately goes completely off the rails, starts making threats toward the court, and then the judge shuts her down instantly like a total professional. Honestly, how do people like this actually believe they can get away with pulling this kind of behavior in a courtroom? It really seems like this woman thought she somehow won in the end, but I'm not going to give too much away just yet. Let's jump right in and watch this ridiculous sovereign citizen get completely dismantled by this no-nonsense judge.
All right, good morning, Ms. Christensen. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, good morning. We are back on the record in the 53rd Circuit Court for the County of Presqu'île. And Ms. Christensen, although you're appearing from your home, for convenience sake, it might not feel like a court hearing, but it is a court hearing. So I'm going to ask you to please remove your hat.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Okay, thank you. All right, so as we begin the hearing, just like last time, I'm required each time to remind you that you do have the right to the assistance of a lawyer if you wish. And that includes the right to a lawyer at public expense if you were indigent, and that you've previously waived that right and wish to represent yourself. And so I guess I want to ask you again, do you reaffirm that you'd like to represent yourself in this matter, or would you like to have a lawyer?
No, I would like to self-govern, and I stand on my paperwork.
Okay, so what we have today, you did file 4 written notices that asked for some type of relief, and we had adjourned the hearing to today for any argument on that. So the prosecutor has had a chance to review them. So Ms. Christensen, you say that you stand by the paperwork, and that's fine. I do have the paperwork in front of me. Is there any argument that you'd want to make on your behalf right now to me in support of those claims, or do you wish to just rely on the written pleadings you filed?
It is my wish to stand on my paperwork.
Okay. Mr. Radsbaum, do the people have any argument in opposition to those 4 notices?
Your Honor, I've reviewed the paperwork, and I guess while she may not recognize or honor the state of the law, I don't believe that there's any relief that's recognized under law that would allow you to dismiss this case against her based on what she's alleged in the paperwork. I fail to see it.
Okay. All right. Well, Ms. Christensen, now I'm going to make a ruling on the notices, which I'm construing as some motion or request for relief. And I've got a written order that I'll enter. I'll read it at this point. Defendant, who at this point in the case is representing herself, has filed 4 handwritten notices. These notices appear to seek relief in one form or another. As to the first notice, defendant asserts that she is a woman and not a defendant. The court finds that Angela Christensen is both a woman and a defendant in this criminal action.
Isn't this just embarrassing for sovereign citizens? Seriously, how can anyone sit there and confidently claim this kind of nonsense with a straight face? It's painfully obvious that this woman is desperately trying to wiggle her way out of these charges. The law is clear. If you're caught committing a crime, you don't get to deny reality just to escape the consequences. There are real legal penalties for attempting this type of behavior. You can't simply say you're not a woman when, quite literally, you are one. I don't know about you, but it honestly feels like our country is going in circles right now. Like, how do we even end up here? To be completely honest, It sometimes feels like these people actually win in court because their cases keep getting postponed and eventually judges dismiss them just to avoid wasting taxpayer money. But let me know what you all think so far, and let's jump back into it.
To the extent her notice seeks relief, such relief is denied. As to the second notice, defendant demands that any man or woman with a claim against her appear and present such claim in open court. To the extent that this notice seeks to invoke defendant's right to confront her accusers, this court will enforce that right. However, the right of confrontation does not require the complaining witnesses to appear at all pretrial hearings, but only the trial or any necessary evidentiary hearings. So to the extent that this notice seeks to require the appearance of any complaining witnesses at all pretrial hearings, such relief is denied. As to the third notice, defendant asserts that this court lacks authority over her and that only her creator has that authority. Without gainsaying the authority of the creator, it can be noted that religious traditions commonly recognize that the creator has instituted human authority as well. In this matter, the people of the state of Michigan, through ratifying the 1963 state constitution, as well as its predecessor constitutions, have established this court and its authority. The people of the state of Michigan, through their elected representatives, have established laws that apply in this court. And the people of this county have elected this judge to serve in this office. And this court has subject matter over this felony prosecution and has personal jurisdiction over this defendant. Any relief sought by this notice is denied. As to the fourth notice, defendant claims that this court and the government exist only because she allows them to exist. To the extent that this assertion reiterates the proposition that our constitutional republic is founded on the consent of the governed, such proposition is axiomatic as a general matter. However, this proposition does not require that the government must obtain consent or permission from each individual person before exerting governmental authority over that person. Such an idea is nonsense and would result not in a constitutional republic, but in anarchy. This defendant's views would render all the criminal laws null and void, which is legally and practically absurd. Therefore, any relief sought by this notice is also denied. All right, so Ms. Christensen, all of the claims and papers that you have filed, I have found to be lacking in legal and factual merit, and I have denied any such relief. And I'm entering a
That's
order
fine.
of-
Can you please stop referring to me as a defendant? And I guess the next step will be, I guess I got to do the actual filing of the claims if you're going to deny all of those.
No, those, I don't know what claims you're talking about. You filed some claims or notices or requests.
No, I
What
did
do you
not
mean?
even file my claims yet. I did notices. I did not file my claims yet. I've been putting that off because I really don't want to have to file claims and ruin people's lives and ruin their jobs because they're not upholding my constitutional rights as a woman, not a defendant. I am a woman only. I, woman Angela. I, woman Angela. I, woman Angela. That's it. Not defendant. I'm not a defendant.
Well, you are.
All of that talking and so-called research, just for the judge to say one word, denied. You can literally see her brain scrambling, desperately trying to come up with any excuse she can find using her last two brain cells. It's honestly almost uncomfortable to watch. Then, out of nowhere, she suddenly claims she's not even the defendant. Seriously, it's like sovereign citizens all share the same secret tactic that they randomly pull out to distance themselves from the charges. But here's the reality. It doesn't work, and it never has. The law is pretty straightforward, at least to me. You can't just pretend you're not who you are to avoid responsibility. I honestly don't know what's going to take to get sovereign citizens out of our courtrooms. But at this point, my only idea is to put all of them on one island with no laws at all and see how that turns out for them. Let me know what you think about that idea. And don't go anywhere, because she's about to get even more unhinged.
And
Okay,
what I'm
in
gonna
your
do-
opinion and legalese, yes, but I am a woman. So do we need to do trial by jury when we can do my claims and file my court with your court at the same time? Because that's
Oh,
going to be my next step, to file claims against everybody involved in this case. Because there is no verified claim, and complaints and claims are two different things. I don't want to file claims. I'm trying very hard and I've been trying hard to not do that. But I guess if we got to keep going, that's my next step. And I will file proper claims with the proper people and the insurancing for the bonding. So I don't know what you want to do at this point. And I really don't want to have to do that.
Ms. Kristen, I got to tell you, I don't know what in the heck you're talking about. You're
I
talking
know.
nonsense. So here's the thing. I am not going to relinquish my authority in this case. I'm not. All right. The prosecutor's office can dismiss the case. They're choosing not to. So that means we do have to go forward to a jury trial unless you want to plead guilty. All right. But what I'm
I'm not
also
gonna
going
do
to do is your ramblings here today and at previous hearings, and after I reviewed your written notices, it's clear to me that you have no concept of the legal and factual issues at stake. And
I would never know anything
and-
about legalese
on.
because I never went to
Hold on.
school to do the legalese. So I don't understand that part.
All right, you're illustrating my next point, and you have no respect for the authority of the court. You continue to interrupt me and such, and file these nonsense claims. So I am hereby withdrawing my consent for you to represent yourself. I'm referring this matter to the Office of Assigned Counsel for appointment. So any papers you file in this case, I will reject because they have to be filed.
Well, I
through
don't
your-
accept that offer and I do not require you to give me any court-appointed attorney and I will self-govern because that is my right.
Ms.
I don't want an
Christensen,
attorney. I don't do legalese. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I'm trying to be very decent.
Well,
I stand on my paperwork and I'll do the rest of my paperwork. I will keep doing it and now I'm going to file my claims. So that's fine. But no, I don't need no legal counsel. I refuse that offer. I do not accept that offer. I'm sorry. With all due respect to you, I don't accept that.
Well, Ms. Christensen, it wasn't an offer. So we are scheduling this next for a docket call on February 14th at 10:30 in the morning. And I'll refer it to the Office of Assigned Counsel for you to have an attorney at that hearing. You are no longer allowed to represent yourself in this matter, and you will be in person in my courtroom at that date and time.
I'm sorry, but I cannot be there. I can do it via
Well-
Zoom and I don't accept that offer either unless you want to compensate me for my gas and my time. Because I can't do that. I can't even afford to. Sorry.
Ms. Christensen, it's not an offer. I want to have you here because you've expressed such disregard for the proceedings. I want to have you here so you can, your attorney. Ms. Christensen, stop interrupting me. It's not an offer. You will be here, or I will issue a warrant for your arrest if you refuse to attend in person. All right, we'll see you February 14th, or I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. You have a good day.
You have a nice day.
You seriously can't make this stuff up. Here's a screenshot of the invoice she tried sending to the court. Get this, totaling $86,000 for traveling to court for her second appearance, or should I say appearance? Like what? Who actually does that? It's absolutely insane. This woman isn't just your average rude Karen. She is a full-blown sovereign citizen. I swear, she's like the final boss of all sovereign citizens. No one else has ever leveled up to this degree of nonsense. It's almost impressive in a strange way, almost. But on a serious note, I really appreciated how the judge handled this situation. He stayed calm, composed, and made it very clear who was in control. He didn't allow her to pull any of her ridiculous stunts, and you have to respect that. A lot of judges these days struggle to keep their composure when dealing with people like this, and honestly, I can't blame them. It has to be incredibly difficult dealing with individuals who believe the rules simply don't apply to them. But this judge handled it like a pro and laid down the law perfectly. Major respect to him. So let me know what you all thought about this court hearing. Do you think the judge was too harsh, or did he handle it exactly the right way? And honestly, this woman threatening the judge like that is just hilarious to me. She has to be completely out of her mind. If you want more content like this, drop a comment with your recommendations, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I upload every single day, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, and take care, everyone.